Minister Lim Yi Shyan has highlighted the need to stay on course, our economic restructuring. We need to press on with our productivity efforts. Companies need to transform and evolve themselves with business models commensurate with Singapore's cost structure. Many need to find new markets here and overseas to grow their profits. Mr. Heng Chee How and Mr. Lim Wee Kiak asked about the progress of our productivity drive. Since 2010, our national productivity growth has averaged 2.7% per year. This is within our target of 2 to 3% per year. However, the growth was front-loaded due to the strong cyclical recovery in 2010 and became weaker subsequently. At the sectoral level, some sectors are doing better than national average. Precision engineering and transport engineering, for instance, saw good productivity growth. Sectors which performed below national average included construction and logistics. These sectors added manpower faster than they could raise output. Our goal, therefore, is to help the leading sectors grow even more and the laggards to catch up. Productivity improvement is a long-term undertaking. It is nearly an inside-out process. To do so, we have taken sectoral and broad-based approach. Since 2010, the National Productivity and Continuing Education Council has been working with the industry to develop and implement sector-specific productivity roadmaps. 15 roadmaps out of 16 priority sectors have been endorsed. These roadmaps seek to build capabilities and address weaknesses in sectors' ecosystem. We also have productivity consultants to help companies acquire the know-how to implement productivity initiatives. To date, 17,000 companies have benefited. To complement the NPCEC initiatives, we also have broad-based enablers such as the PIC. PIC has helped about 40% of the active companies in 2013. This was discussed extensively by DPM Taman in his roundup speech. Mr. Chairman, may I now speak in Mandarin? 张松生先生询问如何衡量一家公司或个别领域的增值和生产力。张先生也问及我们如何帮助传统行业发展。如果我们以食品制造业为例，这是一个传统行业，也是我们提升生产力蓝图下的一个重要的领域。新加坡食品厂商联合会、标新局和全国生产力及延续教育理事会 NPCEC 紧密的合作，协助业者提升生产力和强化他们的企业能力，同时也帮助企业和他们的员工保留珍贵的传统手艺和技能。简单的来说，生产力的定义就是增值除以员工的数目。一个企业若要提升它的增值，就必须提高税前的盈余，就是 EBITDA 和员工的薪金。说白一点，越赚钱的生意，生产力就越高。当然，一块豆干的价钱没有办法和一个芯片相比，但是我们知道有许多金牌小贩，他们凭着与众不同的配方、良好的口碑，吸引了大量的顾客，天天都是门庭若市。从彰一路上段的福建炒面，到牙龙的田鸡粥，到马里斯他路的肉骨茶，到汤森路的海南鸡饭。因为生意好，他们收费比别人高，盈利也高，生产力自然也比同行的平均值高。这是传统食品行业的所谓健康的三高。除了金牌小贩，一些业者已经看到规模生产是更有利可图。一方面保留传统的美味，另外一方面实行科学生产，提升食品的品质和口味。从食品零售模式转向食品生产的模式，这种案例也大有人在。从手工制作的昂菇桂到机械化生产的邦嘎湾手肉，从手工 烘焙的面包，到中央厨房的面包物语 （bread talk）， 从手工搓捏的 roti prata 到第一家的自动化煎饼生产。这些营运者都是凭着锐利的眼光、灵敏的嗅觉、独特的判断，为他们的企业开创了成长的康庄大道。让我再以 Polar Puffs Cakes 波拿糕饼为例，它过去是一家传统的门面小食店，它一天能够卖多少，就要看制作糕饼的师傅手脚有多快，和到店里面光顾的顾客的人数。要在这种经营模式下取得增长，只有2个变数，一个是增加店面，就是多开分行，或者是说增加制糕的人手。不过这是很传统的做法，很多人会这么做，也很多人在做，但这不是最赚钱的做法。到了80年代，波拿糕饼改变了他们的经营模式，与其依赖手工，他们设立了中央厨房，采取机械化的生产，逐步形成自己的供应链和糕点的销售网络。从那时候开始，波拿糕饼的增长和盈利就不再受到小店面、门面就是 shop front 和厨房员工的人数的限制，他们走出了一条成长的道路。今天，波拿糕饼已经同许多天油站合作，并继续积极在企业对企业的商务模式空间里，就是 B to B business model， 寻找更多的发展机会。他们正在努力地探讨为航空公司、为餐饮服务公司、为连锁餐馆、酒店、本地以及海外的供应商提供糕点。若成功开发市场，波拿糕饼预计在3年内可以取得超过30%的增长。为了确保公司有能力支撑在海外业务的扩充，波拿糕饼新添置了机器，与时并进，生产品味兼优的糕饼。许多议员也在这几天辩论里谈到了零售租金昂贵的问题。波拿糕饼的做法显示了他们在努力改变成长的模式，拟定可以跨越店面和员工的限制的策略，做更多的生意，赚更多的钱。当然，食品行业是一个非常竞争的行业，所以呢，业者都要力求创新，以其制胜。相信大家对自动贩卖机并不陌生，在世界各地的许多大城市，尤其是高人流的地点，我们可以看到许多自动贩卖机的设置。他们全天24小时的售卖薯条、汉堡，甚至是新鲜的蔬菜，就如我们图上所看到的。而在新加坡，我们也注意到自动贩卖机的数目也在增加。接下来的这个画面显示，我的一位同事在凌晨2点从贩卖机里面买了一包热腾腾的炒米粉，据他的形容，味道还不错。更重要的是，许多在机场、医院、宾馆、工厂工作的工友和住在大学宿舍的学生都多了一个全天候的饮食的选择，而提供这项24小时便利的企业更不需要担心昂贵的店面租金和雇员不愿意值晚班的问题。Mr. Chairman, adoption of technology can begin where business is. The example of Red Reading wonton noodle shows even traditional business can upgrade. Red Ring Wonton invested in a Japanese noodle cooker to ensure noodles are consistently cooked at the right temperature and duration. Like their counterparts in the food sector, other SMEs have also adopted technology to achieve higher productivity. Let me illustrate with some examples associated with smart devices. More and more intelligence is now built into personal items such as phones, backpacks, and even clothing. Increasingly, the things we use to be able to communicate and talk to each other. For instance, pest management companies are now installing smart pest traps. Workers are deployed to collect and dispose pests of only after the pests have been caught. Likewise, smart sensors installed at construction work sites send site vibration and other safety data to control rooms. For Foster, this eliminated 90% of the manpower previously required to manually inspect the sites on schedule. A-Star also developed the smart fence system. Advanced optical fiber sensors are planted at regular intervals on the fence. They detect intrusions far more accurately than other similar systems around the world. Today, these smart fences protect our airports, SBS Transit's bus depot, as well as the North East Line train depot. Smart fence reduces the need for security patrols. Existing security officers can now be deployed in control room to monitor more fences with far greater accuracy. To support companies in adopting technological solutions like this, A-Star launched a 51 million technology adoption program, in short is TAP. Ms. Lina Chiam may be pleased to learn that TAP benefits many sectors, including construction, food services, retail, precision engineering, and logistics. Our companies must therefore find new and imaginative ways to compete. Technology adoption clearly offers us a way forward. One challenge SMEs face is their small-scale operation, and this has been pointed out by many members. To help SMEs reduce upfront capital investments and save on ongoing operating costs, JTC will custom-build a new generation of industrial space with shared facilities as the key feature. Ms. Fumiha will be pleased to learn that companies operating in JTC's new food hub, for instance, can utilize a shared integrated cold room warehouse, while tenants in JTC's new surface engineering hub can benefit from a centralized wastewater treatment plant. Such shared services will help companies save up to $500,000 collectively on upfront capital costs and enjoy 10 to 20% of their long-term operating costs. Some shared services take a non-physical form. For logistics companies operating out of JTC's upcoming integrated logistic hub, the shared IT management system will enable companies to schedule and monitor the flow of container movements within the depot, cutting down drivers' waiting time. This year, JTC will be rolling out more than 10 such customized industrial facilities. Other sectors that will benefit from such facilities include general manufacturing, electronics, and medical technology. Competition is often cited in surveys as one of SME's key challenges in face of growth. For some, competition brings out the best in them. If I told you that a startup in Singapore was growing at 20 to 30% month on month, would you have guessed that all they did was to sell everyday products such as toothbrushes, shampoos, and detergents? This company is RedMart, a wholly online grocer. RedMart's success lies in its ability to meet the needs of its target market and consistently fulfill delivery orders. Its integrated supply chain allows them to do so. From inventory management to delivery, they maximize productivity. Being online also means it avoids the common challenges its competition face, such as high commercial rental and manpower constraint. Being wholly online, RedMart can understand its customers better than its competition. Because every order is tracked, analyzed, and compiled, it can establish patterns and preferences of the customer's purchases. RedMart's business model is based on knowledge and intelligence, and data analytics is a new competitive tool for the company. Associate Professor Eugene Tan suggested that companies could leverage corporate social responsibility as a business and branding strategy. Well, in my opinion, I think we have over several ministries policies that encourage companies to undertake meaningful CSRs in the areas they have passion for. I will not, though, establish a very hard link between accompanies CSR's program with its business or branding strategy. But having said that, Spring for many years has very established support program to help companies develop their branding strategy, help to position their products or services in the niche, or to occupy certain niche in the market. In fact, Spring's Capability Development Grant is such a program that offers funding support for companies wanting to develop their brands. We also discussed earlier how raising sales is a sure way to raise productivity. For ready Singapore companies, developing overseas markets is a logical and integral part of their productivity strategy. For some, designing products for the global market has actually been their growth strategy since day one. Started 7 years ago by two brothers, Ryan and Ruben Lee, then 29 and 32. The company makes pocket-sized X-mini capsule speakers to go with today's many smart devices. In fact, I have one sample here. This must be a third or fourth generation now. So if you open up, it goes like this. If you close it, it's very small. You can link it with a 3.5mm cable, and then it double up as a speaker, as well as microphone for conferencing, teleconferencing. It also has Bluetooth connection for remote music enjoyment. From day one, XMI recognized the company's fortune lies in the global market. This was why they launched the first product in Western Europe. XMI sells the range of X-mini speakers to over 80 countries. Such sales make up of 95% of their revenue of 32 million. Really, it's not bad for a very young startup by 30 years old. X-mini overcame stiff competition by differentiating itself. It promised quality through its Made in Singapore branding. It invested in R&D to grow its product line, and also, of course, launched very sleek and targeted marketing campaigns in the various markets. As Mr. Liang Eng-hua and Ms. Foo Mi-ha pointed out, a company's internationalization journey is not without challenges, and this we agree. In fact, our agencies offer a comprehensive suite of support programs by focusing on 3 areas. 1, expanding our overseas networks or connectivities. 2, partnering our companies in their growth. And 3, grooming a pipeline of global-ready talent. First, to help companies gain market access and knowledge, we are increasing our overseas and global connectivity. We have a network of 20 free trade agreements that have helped open new markets for our companies, and this is complemented by 41 investment guarantee agreements that provide companies with greater confidence and legal certainty when investing overseas. MTI will continue to pursue more such agreements. In terms of in-market assistance, companies can leverage IE's network of 38 overseas centers globally, from Africa to Americas, from Middle East to East Asia. These overseas centers, together with the network of Singapore companies overseas, form a natural and powerful source of market insights for our companies seeking opportunities and partnerships. Even in newer markets like Myanmar and Ghana, the 2 countries which IE opened up new overseas centers, IE has engaged about 100 companies last year alone on this market. Second, we will continue to partner our companies in their growth. In 2013, IE Singapore assisted over 26,000 companies, of which 85% are SMEs. And there's scope to do even more. Going forward, we will set aside 25 million to enhance IE Singapore's programs to better cater to companies at different stages of growth. The enhancements are expected to benefit 200 companies over the next 2 years. For companies who are rapidly expanding, securing financing is often a challenge. We will therefore double the maximum loan quantum under the Internationalisation Finance Scheme, IFS, from 15 million to 30 million to support companies. For companies who are looking to enter new markets and learn from overseas partners, we will enhance our global company partnership. We will increase our support for pilot and test bidding projects from 50 to 70%. Companies can tap on this to test out the viability of their products or solutions in the new markets. In addition, we will expand our support for market attachments to include companies sending their staff overseas to acquire new business capabilities or technologies. Companies can tap on this to develop manpower resources and at the same time gain new strengths. We will extend up to 50% funding support. For startups who are looking to broaden their overseas connections, we will introduce the Market Access Incubation Program to provide up to 70% funding support for participation in overseas missions and fairs organized by approved incubators. Together, I'm confident that these enhancements will help more companies expand into new markets. Lastly, we are helping companies to tap on local talent for their overseas operations, as this is pivotal to the success of their internationalization plans. In my travels, I often meet globally oriented Singaporeans. Consider our two very intrepid youngsters, Esther Yap, 28, and Denise Lim, 27, for example. I met Esther in Ghana last year and learned that she's working as a marketing manager of a beverage distributor and has been living there for 3 years since she graduated from NTU. As for Denise, she quit her job as a management consultant to set up a restaurant in Guatemala and was recently featured in Channel News Asia's Business Warriors. Denise and Esther show that our youths are bold and dare to step out of their comfort zone. Our youths have the potential to spearhead the overseas expansion of our companies. IE Singapore's Young Talent Program will support our local schools and companies to identify and groom a pipeline of talent. Since its launch last year, 11 undergrad scholarships have been awarded and about 500 undergrads have received support for overseas immersion. I'm encouraged by our youth's enthusiasm and their readiness to learn. This augurs well for our companies seeking local talents and chart their overseas growth. Mr. Chairman, the most fundamental way to secure our social and economic well-being is through productivity improvement. Productivity improvement itself is hard work. There's no shortcut. It is a long-term endeavor and requires commitment. With imagination and determination and our companies in the driver's seat, we can together restructure our economy and transform our companies. Engraved on every ex-mini speaker is the company's motto, sound beyond size. Sound beyond size. Isn't this the spirit of enterprise and the spirit of the SMEs?